We're here at the London Transport Museum, where a new play dedicated to the man who designed the London Underground map, Harry Beck, opens later.
If you're not familiar with the name Harry Beck, I can guarantee you've probably seen his work. He originally created the now iconic tubemap, but of course it didn't always look like this. Here's a much earlier version dating back to the 19th century, but included the district and metropolitan lines. Over the years, it evolved to try and make sense of an ever-expanding network. But it wasn't until 1933 that Beck's version of the London Underground map, easier to read and dispensed with geographic accuracy, was born. An immediate hit and used as a blueprint around the world. Well, now the story behind its creation is coming to the stage, as Thomas McGill can tell us.
Used by generations of Londoners, the London Underground map hasn't always been so simple to navigate. Once based on the geographical features of the city, it was complicated, confusing and cluttered. But then, in 1933, this man, Harry Beck, did something extraordinary.
Harry Beck revolutionised it by simplifying it, squeezing the centre of London into something that was much more legible, so that the stations weren't literally where they were. You could actually read them much more easily on the map. But it was, yeah, an amazing design that's really stood the test of time.
Harry was obsessed with improving the old map, and now his story has been turned into a play.
Yes, I just need to make this look more like this.
But the design we now all love and rely on almost didn't see the light of day.
The first time he comes up with this great idea, and he sends it to Frank Pick, who was the visionary leader of London Transport, who came up with the idea that everything should be unified. Frank Pick said, no, it's too radical. Too revolutionary is actually what he said.
Thankfully it was rolled out and went on to be updated, amended and expanded as the network grew. These days it's hard to get your hands on a physical copy, with many of us, whether visiting or living here in the capital, having to rely on an interactive electronic version.
Well, I'm from Australia, so we've just arrived, so I've been using it. It's worked really well. Yeah. But I've got my app.
I think it could do a bit of modernising, a bit of updating, but I think it's pretty straightforward. The lines are straight, you just follow your finger and you can get to where you're going.
Do you not miss having a physical copy, a paper copy of it?
No. No. Walking's bad enough, let alone that. Yeah, no.
This is one of the first editions of Beck's famous diagram.
These days, few of the original free pocket maps produced in 1933 exist, making them rare, valuable and in high demand by collectors.
And there are people who are interested in all the different stages in the evolution of Beck's design.
What would one of these little maps that, as you say, would have been free back then, set someone back today?
Well, I'm afraid if you want a first edition of the Beck diagram, you're looking at a couple of £1,000 now.
Harry Beck died 50 years ago today. His beloved map, not just a symbol of London, but now also a work of art and a lasting tribute to the man who created it with so much love. Thomas McGill, BBC London.
Fascinating.